All right. Here we are again. Time for some mapping this time, no modding, just good old mapping. Whoever is here, welcome to my stream once again. After that successful stream we had last time, I feel inclined to do another stream. I have to say it was very fun to talk to people last time. Like, there were many of you guys, and some of you even modded together that one beat map from one of our community members, and it was quite fun, I have to say. It was a little bit scuffed, yes, but I guess I was just too sleepy after all the work in the architecture office, so this time it's a little bit different. I actually had some good sleeps when I was coming back from the office and from, my university course. And now I'm full of energy, especially because I drank some coffee. Yeah, I drank some coffee at 8 p.m. But, well, how else should I be ready when I'm starting to map? Also, Jojo Gaming, welcome back. Nice to have you here again. Once again, very nice. I have to say, I'm really happy to see some people coming back to the streams. So it's like, we know each other by now. To some degree, at least. To some degree. But yeah, as I said already, glad to have you here. Welcome to everyone who is watching or listening to this stream. I've got actually some feedback. From time to time I'm getting feedback, and now it's getting more and more actually, which is quite nice. And one of the viewers actually, who's a friend of mine, even in real life, he tuned in. He told me, you know what, Ono, maybe you should, change the lighting of, well, the lighting source, so you're better visible. So I guess we're gonna try it out. It's a little bit too shiny for me, to be honest. But I guess it should work for now. Maybe if I just go a little bit up with my chair, then the angle is already a little bit better. But yeah, happy to have you here. And without further ado, let's do some good old mapping actually. Because that's true. Maybe I should have told him that I'm streaming. After all, YouTube is not alerting people when I'm starting the stream. But on the other hand, let's be honest, I'm not streaming very often, so let's give YouTube some slack. But yeah, since I guess since you're saying that Jason mentioned this, I guess he knows that I'm streaming now, so I don't have to write him, I guess. Also ich nehme mal an, er weiß es, ansonsten schreibe ich ihm, dass ich gerade streame. But yeah, anyways, let's start mapping. Whoa, it's quite loud actually, holy shit. Let me just see how loud it is on the stream. Let me just see how loud it is on the stream. Eiszeit. Alright, okay. This should actually work, maybe just a little bit. Dip, dip. Ansonsten ist es jetzt gerade ist wirklich Eiszeit, jetzt wo der Winter so langsam kommt. Alright. So, as you can see, I mapped already a few parts. And actually it is Yesterday I got the request by midnaait to make this difficulty. Simple Oni actually, not too hard. But the song is a bit repetitive. Okay, I see. Yeah, thank you. Danke dir. Thank you for telling him. But yes, it's quite a repetitive song, so it's not very easy to not making it, let's say, too repetitive and monotonously. So I need to find some way in this song to make it not feeling too repetitive, actually. Now I said repetitive 3 or 4 times already. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's an old song from Renard, of course. And well, let me show you what I made so far first. And also I have to think actually what I did yesterday. And once the second section starts, I never know how to continue. And here we go again. Second section or second part of the section. And I don't know what to map because it's always the same beat placement. Because it's so repetitive. Oh! Stefan! Nice to see you. Really nice to see you. Welcome. Goddammit! Give me just a second. Wait, yeah, it's someone's else set. This is my beat map. And they requested me to make a guest difficulty. Actually, I have to say, I'm getting quite, well, not many, but I'm getting way more requests, modding wise and mapping wise, in the last days than I've got in the last months and years, actually. Like out of the sun, boom. And yeah, midnaait came to me yesterday, asked me if I want to make an Oni. I tried it out and actually I'm interested to do it, especially because it's, in this case, as I mentioned already, the song is quite repetitive and we need to find a way, a solution, how to make a beat map which doesn't feel too repetitive but also has a well-made structure. And I think I mean, I'm already improvising a little bit in the beat map, but I think I will have to improvise even more to prevent the beat map of feeling too monotone, you know. So I wonder what I'm gonna make here, because when you see how I mapped so far, I mean, now at the end I mapped actually most of the parts, but every second part of one section I left it out because I didn't know how to continue to map anymore. And there are two ideas I have so far to tackle this problem, by either using abekobe, so reversing the patterns using the same pattern I used before, but just reversing it, or if I just make subtle changes in the pattern. So again, copying the pattern and just making subtle changes. But on a plus 3 minute song, it's getting kinda boring, I have to be honest, because then it starts to feel repetitive again. There it is. So we have to find a solution for this. But yeah, other than that, as I said already, it's nice to see you again. I hope you're doing good, Stefan. And yeah, the last time I offered to do guest difficulties was in a queue, and I only got 2 requests. One of them never released, and the other landed immediately in graveyard. Actually, wait, who was it? Yeah, Exa. He requested a guest difficulty for me, and I really enjoyed making it. It's from Rough Sketch. What was it called again, the song? Well, it's hardcore genre, and you know I like it. And I made the difficulty for it a very hard one, actually, like 7-8 stars, somewhere in between this. And I think it turned out quite well, but it's for graveyard, unfortunately. And I told Exa, don't you think we could maybe get it ranked? But he told me, yeah, for that we would need a few difficulties, and it's hard to get, because he made a 9-star difficulty, hard to get it ranked. And I can actually understand that, so... yeah, sometimes, you know, you're just mapping for graveyard, and sometimes you map for ranked. So yeah. But it seems like that midnaait is planning to get this ranked. But let's see where this is going. So yeah. Yeah, same. And there we go again. Second part in this section, not map, because I don't know what to do. And that's it. Yeah, it's even almost 4 minutes long. Holy moly. So yeah, I've got already a few things. Let me see what I did here again. Actually, I think I can even go lower with the slider velocity. I like it when the notes are touching each other. Wait, since I got lower, I have to calculate. Give me just a second. Slider velocity of 1.4 multiplied with 1.3 multiplied with 0.55 0.3 0.53 okay, 1.3 with 0.54. Yeah, that's it. Okay, all right. I'm trying to have a slider velocity change of 1.4, but my main one is 1.3. The reason for doing this is since I listened to the song and I kind of checked the song structure. I figured that I do like to emphasize the ki times by having higher slider velocity changes. However, if I would have used a base slider velocity change of 1.4, then I would need to use multiplication of 1.0 or 1.1 or 1.2. And that makes this notes not touch each other, and I don't like this. And that's the reason why sometimes I'm using 1.3, a base slider velocity of 1.3, to be able to raise the slider velocity in the ki time to 1.4. So 1.3, between 1.3 and 1.4, this is somewhere in between this. That's the official Taiko no Tatsujin scroll speed. So that's how I adjust sometimes my SVs because of that. 1.3 is like fine, and then with 1.4 on ki, it's like, oh, more emphasis on the ki. Nice. It's subtle, not too much. So yeah. Now let me just see. 1.54. Alright, and what did you write? Do you dislike to reuse patterns for the same rhythm, like on a personal basis, or is it something you generally disencourage to do? Is what you asked, Stefan. It depends, honestly. It really depends. So I'm not really discouraged to use it, but when the song is 4 minutes long, and it has a constant, or it has the same rhythm constantly, then that's where I'm drawing the line, like, maybe I shouldn't follow it the whole time, because the sections are getting quite similar to each other. And that's when I'm thinking, all right, maybe I should improvise more to tackle this issue. However, when the song is shorter, I sometimes do this to simply just copy paste. Or what I also like to do, but this is a kind of different story, is when I have a long map, or it doesn't even matter, I have a map with 2 KIs or 3 KIs, especially in 3 KIs, then I'm like mapping the first KI, and when the third one is basically the same like the first one, then I'm using the patterns from the first KI in the third one. Why am I doing this? People could say, well, isn't this kind of convenient to be simply lazy? Yes and no, because I strongly believe when you have a long beat map and you manage to have patterns which do not appear, and you are not using the same pattern that appear over and over again, then I think it is forgiven to use this technique, because it is like a nostalgia effect. That's how I like to call it. So imagine you're a player and you're playing the beat map. Now you're past the first KI. Wow, the patterns were nice. Okay, all right. You're past the second KI. This one has different patterns, And at some point, the longer the map becomes, the harder it is to have different patterns. At some point, it's getting it will get at some point repetitive. So when this is the case, I like to tell myself, all right, since it's repetitive anyways, I'm just gonna go all in and copy the whole thing. And then once you're a player and you're playing it, first KI, okay, nice pattern. Second one, okay, it's a little bit different. And then there comes the third one, and you play it and you're like, wait a minute, I know that pattern. And it's like this millisecond of thought while you're playing, and you're like, oh, wait, I know this pattern. And then the nostalgia effect kicks in, and this draws the quality of your beat map automatically a little bit higher. so it becomes better, even though you didn't do much of a difference. It's just a structural change. It draws it a little bit up because the player has a nostalgic feeling to it, like he knows this map already, even though he doesn't. He just knows the pattern from the first ki. And that's like a checkpoint for your beat map, which makes it very interesting for the player. And that's something I like to talk about and to tell people about, that this is a very strong mapping style, you know. Yeah, it's kind of, you get the muscle memory, and also it draws a feeling out of the player, you know, when they are playing the beat map. Like, I think when you don't, this is something I always say, I'm the strong belief, when you're not able to make the player say, oh, I get the idea of the mapper, I know why he did it like this, then you failed with your map. I mean, not failed, but then you didn't do a proper job. Because if the player is just, you know, going for the PP grain, for the PP grind, and he doesn't even remember what he played, then you did a poor job, actually. And that's why it is so important to have a certain idea when you're mapping, and maybe even a certain style. And now to go back to the topic we are talking about now, also having a certain mapping way, a certain idea you're applying, like pattern-wise, structural changes. And that's what I'm trying always to achieve. To come back to your question now, Stefan. No, I'm not discouraged to use the same patterns, but depending on the situation, I do like to improvise more than just copying. But this is the strength you can have by combining both things together. You improvise the whole time, but at some point you simply just blatantly copy and paste what you mapped before, and then you get the feeling out of the mapper that they say, oh, that they are thinking for themselves, that they are noticing, wait, I know this pattern. Once you manage to do this, then you did a good job, because then the player didn't just go through the map without thinking, but you were able to generate a feeling out from the map, out from the player. And that's when you did a good job in mapping. Now, yeah, good question, Stefan. Very good question. So you see, yeah, a very long answer. So now let me see what you guys actually wrote. Also, let me. You see, I have to actually bookmark my timings again when I started to talk about these kind of things. So it was like minute 18 or something like this. So we talked about structure and what did we talk about again? Structure and copy paste. Yeah, right. Copy and paste and generating a feeling out of the player. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Insert feeling. Also, yeah, welcome, Mop. Very nice to see you again, as always. Resident watcher in front of us, who is always here. So yeah, what did you write, Stefan? You have, wait, or is it something you have an easier time to play something you just played previously? Yes, in the same run, you kind of get that muscle memory. Indeed, that as well. Also, I guess something that worked well for the first part works well for a later part. It sounds the same, very similar. Indeed. Good point. When it works already very well, and you even like the pattern, then there's no reason to change it, really. What you can do, however, and that's what I also mentioned before, instead of copying simply, you can copy it and use Abekobe style. So simply reverse it. This makes it even more exciting to play it. And if you're very lazy, I think I never did this before, but maybe I could try it once. When you have 3 kiais, you have your pattern 1, and then in ki 2 you use your pattern 1 but reversed, and then there's a 3rd ki and you use the pattern 1 once again, but you don't reverse it, you just copy paste it. That's like the very lazy method, but it could work in theory, I guess. In Fury Arc, Germany Fury Arc. He hopefully remembers that he played the map. Insert feelings, yeah. But yeah, let's see where we are going with this. So I talked now for straight up 8 minutes about structures. And you know what? I enjoy these kind of talks with you guys. I really do. It's just fun, and hopefully we can learn something out of this. Actually, just the last thing before I continue to finally map. I also noticed, I talked 2 days ago about this, but one of the guys who joined our stream, he actually checked my modding streams, and he told me, oh no, actually there were quite some interesting points which made me rethink about certain things in Taiko mapping and modding. I was quite happy about this. That means that people actually watch the highlights, especially I'm making, and because of this we are actually able to discuss about certain things, and maybe even though hopefully later on someone might even come and say, oh, no, I don't think like this, and if this happens and we have this kind of discussion, then I can also learn something out of this. But yeah, I really like the mood your stream have, like people that actually know what they are watching and talking about, and then you have me that's talking about anything that goes through my head. That's absolutely fine. I do need to think sometimes about, Jojo Gaming, have a good night. Thank you for joining in. Hab eine gute Nacht, bis zum nächsten Mal. Bye. That's absolutely fine, Mob. Sometimes I do need some time to think about what you say, if you're joking or you're serious or what you're actually even talking about. But that makes it even more interesting, so it's all good. It's all about streaming, you have to how was the meme again? Adapt and overcome. Improvise, adapt, overcome. That's it, yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, right. I actually changed the slider velocity change. Yeah. Oh, Dorian! Hey! Welcome back! It's okay. It's nice to see you again anyways. And this time, you came to a good time. Because I'm still streaming, it's not the end. It's not the end yet, so yeah, there's still a lot to talk about and to try out while mapping. So yeah, to just give you a little recap, I'm mapping a Renard song and it is quite repetitive, and now I'm trying to somehow avoid being too repetitive with my patterns as well. And we were discussing already a few points, and now now we are trying to settle something that works well. What? No way. Then it's really time. I have the feeling that I need to be a little bit more energetic with this part. I mean, it's fine as it is, but it feels a little bit too flat actually, what I'm mapping right now. It is almost Musikashi level, I have to say, and if we check out Midnaight's only, for example. Oh, this one is also quite tame. There we go. From now on, literally think at the cat T-posing in the vacuum of space and slowly floating right. Everything you read, every time you read my messages, because that's literally how my brain works right now. I see, all right, okay. A floating cat in the vacuum of space. I like this analogy actually, because I'm sometimes also like this. When I did a T-Pesselite song, which is turning out really well. Oh, Dorian, then you have actually to show me this beat map in the upcoming days, because I'm a huge fan of T-Pesselite since 2009 or 8. So I'm listening almost since he started with his music. So yeah, you have to show it to me, honestly. Alright, now back to my difficulty. Yeah, actually. The version is ready. Right. You see here I improvised, because I didn't want to have the same pattern over and over again. And then I didn't know what to do here actually. Alright, so this is high time here. Here I could actually use a bit more notes. So what I could do is actually, that's also a possible idea, to raise the difficulty, you know, from, so we have, as you can see with the bookmarks, so the blue lines, we have the first section here, the second, third and fourth. And what I'm thinking right now to do is I could raise the difficulty by raising the density and maybe having 1/4 patterns. So it would be like, this has no meaning, just saying so you can understand what I'm talking about, like level 1 patterns, level 2, 3 and 4. And then I'm going down to level 1 patterns again, maybe, or maybe not. Yeah, but could be possible, yeah. So I'm like, you know, the difficulty, if it is a graph, like goes up and then down, and then it goes slowly up again and then down, like waves. Would be possible to do, at least, would be possible, but we'll see about that. Let me just write this down. All right. We have time, we have time. Right. Ah! Ah! I love it as well. I have an example for you. Wait, how was it called? I know what you mean. I love this as well, and I'm actually gonna show you something.
Surgeon is ready.
Ah, there we go. Venient. Very nice. I love this song, and it's a guy who is using samples from sounds he simply hears in videos, and in this case he used the sound of machines from machines that are making products out of metals, you know. And he made this song, and I mapped it, and I really like it actually. Just the music is a little bit too loud for the Ah. I love it. Kara no kara, the metal is starting and it's just anvil hitting. But I love the sound of, you know, hitting on an anvil with a hammer. It's amazing. Melodic sound. Yes, indeed, indeed. Yes, I think so as well. Oh wait, what? I have an Oni? Shit, I have an Oni. Wait, let me play this as well. For some reason, the audio is so quiet. Yeah, it is 100% already. Yes. Unisaki Ito. That's my second name. She's create. So much about this song. I like it a lot, and Veniant did a very good job in composing this one, honestly. I love it. right, let's continue. Ah. All right. I'm not so convinced about this.
The surgeon is ready.
This sounds actually more interesting and better. Let's see again if it works.
The surgeon is ready.
Okay. This one I think I can copy,
Ready.
but I am about to use some 1/4 patterns.
Surgeon is ready.
Or actually maybe I should use more finishers.
Surgeon is ready.
My chemical romance. Your chemical romance has sampled my chemical romance. No way. Did they really? No way. Did they? Okay. But just tell me, what's your chemical romance? Now I'm interested actually. I don't know if I'm not too much into the music community now that I think about it. So maybe it's something I should know. But yeah, tell me, what's this about actually? They sample the chemical romance from you. And this actually sounds amazing. So I'm excited to know what this is actually about.
Is ready.
Oh. But there we go again. I can go like this, but for my taste, for my personal taste, it is too repetitive. I have to change something. Let me just see. And as you can see, I already tried, so in this section we have two parts, right? And I already tried to have a little mix by changing this pattern into this one. But I'm not sure if it is enough to, explain or to tackle the problem of, using the same patterns here once again. Yes, it works fine and the structure is fine, but again, too repetitive. I still didn't crack the code how I can fix this problem. Or maybe I'm simply overthinking. It's also a possibility. So here I can use a 1-4 pattern. Maybe I can go like this. Okay, I think I've got it. Wait.
Is ready. Is ready.
This works fine. Does this work? Such a sad story. To be honest, I never played Undertale, so Cannot talk about this. Don't know the reference.
is ready.
Yeah, I think now it works well. I think it works now. Yeah. Also, now I need a break here. I mean, actually, I wouldn't need a break because considering what the ranking criteria is saying in an Oni, so in an insane, in Taiko, you need one rest moment, which is like one full beat long. And I have this the whole time, so it's not a problem. However, for emphasis reasons, by deleting the notes, which would be actually here, I am giving the upcoming ki more of an impact at the beginning. So this is very important. And this is also something I always like to talk about and tell people that we have a third note. I mean, we also have spinners and sliders, but if we consider only having done and cut, so the red and blue notes, then I also always say we have a third note, which is space, simply. So having no note at all. So it's not always about filling up a song by listening to everything the song gives out, because then you're not able to generate contrast in your beat map. So this is the reason why I always say we have three notes, don't cut, and the space in between of them, which make it possible to have better emphasis, impacts, contrast in beat map. So yeah, this is now when we listen to it. It's like, imagine you are playing a drum, you know. I'm gonna show it to you now. So imagine you're playing, and then you're like it's chill everything, and then you're doing this. It's like it's giving a real emphasis for you. It's like bam, let's go, and then you're ready for the next part, and then you're gonna keep it up. Give the Undertale, mate. You got me the funny bony man, you rhythm game player. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was about to say but was planning to play Undertale, but I never got to it actually. I mean, when it's about playing new games, then I'm always for some reason hesitant to try them out, because I'm more of the guy who likes to play the games he knows already, you know. And that's why I usually just stay with my usual games and don't try to play any new ones. I'm the kind of guy who plays one or maximum two games at the same time anyways, you know. And then that's it. And then I'm playing them till they close the servers, and or till I really have, no fun playing it anymore. That's the moment, when I'm starting to play a new game. Ragnarok Online, best example. I played it for so many years and I went through so many servers and the official servers till they simply closed every time. And now also I'm playing since 30 years, 13 years, 30 years. It will be quite a lot actually. Picross for straight 8 months, so I know what you mean. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Let me see. Oh yeah, the third note. Space. All right, I'm taking my mental notes again. Yeah, same. That's it for me. I mean, let's be honest as well. The older you become and the more you have responsibilities, the less time you have to play all of these games. I mean, right now all I am playing is Osu and Genshin Impact. Before that was Osu and Honkai Impact, haha. And before that, when I had my 3-year break of Osu, I played with my friends Monster Hunter World, for example, and Genshin Impact. And then, yeah, Genshin Impact was my main game till I started to play Osu again. So it's always about 2 games and not more. Vampire Survivors too, but like I get to the age of repeating the stuff over and over. Yeah, same here with Minecraft. You know, it's always the same story. I'm getting back to the game. With Ragnarok Online, same story. I'm playing with Pen and Kite and all my other friends. Ragnarok Online every time. Like it's like every year or every 2 years I'm restarting to play the game again. It's also because friends are playing it, of course, but still, I'm getting back to the old games each time. Get attached to something new, I eat the same and old bread I know for years. Yes, indeed. Yes, I completely understand you, completely. Alright. We are getting somewhere. You know what? Something is still amiss for me. And I'm gonna create a new difficulty. Almost only test, we call it. Because I call me crazy. After all the talk and after all the analyzing, you know, this part, how I could map it. But after playing it now another time, and I think the patterns are overall absolutely fine, it follows the rhythm quite well, I think it is too flat. I think it is too flat, and I have the feeling that I need to improvise here. I need to improvise. It's just the feeling comes up from time to time when I'm mapping this, honestly. So let's give it a try, honestly. I will just see what I'm gonna do. Okay, it seems that I'm not gonna introduce you into my religion called Rain World. From the way to describe your preferences, you're not gonna like the game. Okay, I mean, let me just Google it for a moment. Rain World. Oh yeah, it's a scrolling platform from the right to left. But I also have to say I'm not really against trying these kind of games. I mean, Terraria was kind of like this, I guess. I mean, not of course, but this looks actually nice. It reminds me of Hollow Knight. Yeah. Also a game I hear just good things about. And I was thinking about to, you know, trying it out, but never got to it. So yeah. All right. Now, give me a moment. Now I'm gonna zoom in into this game and think about improvisation.
Version is ready. Ready. It is ready. Is ready.
All right, that was quite fast, I have to say.
Is ready.
Am I crazy? I like this way more. I like this way more.
Version is ready.
Yeah, I think really the improvising is the way. I think it really is the way to go. Yes. I think so. I think so. Because it really, literally has a fair amount of things to know, and it literally doesn't tell you shit. It won't tell you what to do, and it's very non-linear. This is actually amazing because, there is also another game I'm getting to every time. It's Dark Souls or the Dark Souls series. I love these kind of games. I like it when it's hard. I like it when they don't tell you, when they're not taking you by the hand and telling you what you have to do. No, I want a game that is hard in nature, but that also doesn't explain everything to me. If it is intuitive, it's perfect for me. And now we are getting back to mapping again. When things are getting intuitive and you're mapping to this, and you can also achieve by feeling a very nice pattern or beatmap structure. Yes. And I think in this case I did it now by feeling. And I think it works quite well. Let me just see if I want to do. think this works.
The surgeon is ready.
Ah. So, yes, just a little comment of mine. I mean, I'm trying out some patterns here and I'm trying to make it a little bit different. And now I did a little trick. It's not, we call it in Taiko a mirrored pattern, but it's not really a mirrored one. So a mirrored pattern is basically like, you know, I have this, and then it goes like this, like that. No, so it's basically, it has an axis and it gets mirrored. So this note is the axis, and on the left side is the same like on the right, just mirrored. So this is a mapping way that is not many use it. Ooh, actually I just noted it actually works quite well. Maybe not, but yeah, not many people are using this. And what I just did is, you know, in this pattern, just mirror it like this one. Not exactly, but it goes in that direction. And it already gives, when the player is playing this, they are most likely gonna notice it. They will be like, oh, mirrored pattern. And this is what I like to talk quite often about, having checkpoints in your beatmap. Checkpoints like what we were talking about before, when you have key I1 and key I3, which have same copy-paste pattern. And this is like a checkpoint which makes people feel something when they are playing. This checkpoint drags the quality of your beatmap up. And the same thing I'm trying to achieve is by simply having this mirrored pattern. But again, it's not like this, which we are not having quite often, but it goes in this direction. So when we are playing now the beatmap, you can kind of feel that, oh, something happened there. And that's when the player is thinking about the beat map. And as I said before, if you manage to make the player think about what they're actually playing, then you did a good job when making your beat map. If they don't feel anything and just go through it and forget about it the next day or even after a few minutes, TikTok generation, then you did a poor job. So yeah, checkpoints, very important in a beat map, something we should always take care of when mapping. It's not always possible, of course. It also depends on the song and what you're planning. But these are the nuances you can put into your beat map, and players will appreciate it. They will notice it, especially the lower ones. Yes, lower ones as well. True. Also, oh, Nostril, hey, welcome back. Nice to see you once again in my stream. Today it's not quite scuffed as it was yesterday, 2 days ago. And as you can see, I'm mapping right now, just to recap for you as well, what we are doing right now. So I'm mapping a Renard song, Smoke Tower. Midnaait requested it to me yesterday, and he told me, yeah, Ono, if you want, try out an Oni. That also applies the ranking criteria, rules, and guidelines. So it's really an easy Oni, basically. And when I started to map, I noticed, oh, damn it, the rhythm is basically in almost 4 minutes the same. And whenever I have a section, I manage to make a working part, like the first part, when we have two parts in the section. I manage to make a part, but then I don't know how to continue in the second part. And it always feels copy-paste like. So very repetitive. I mean, the song is quite repetitive, at least rhythmical wise. And just a few minutes ago, I can actually show it to you. I made a second version actually. So this is the first one. And this part here was a big problem for me because it's like, just listen to it first.
The version is ready.
In my opinion, it works. There are maybe some patterns I would change. But overall, it took me like 10-20 minutes to figure this out and try out and see and, make it not too repetitive. And even though it isn't too repetitive anymore, it kind of feels flat to me. So when I finished the patterns just a few minutes ago, when I finished it and played it once, I was like, nah, I don't like it. It's too flat, basically. I mean, obviously the song itself also doesn't give too much you can map to,
The version is ready.
So you are automatically inclined to, map to the rhythm, basically. I mean, Renard is, well known for having a bass line which you can follow as a Taiko mapper. But this is very tame. And for my taste, it's not wrong. But for my taste, it's now I have to say it's kind of boring. It's flat. So what I did, I will let it play one last time.
Is ready.
Intuitive as a potato. It needs sewing out of it, it searches for it, but it doesn't know where to go to. I know what you're referencing, I know my memes. Where's the goddamn, the effing soil? You get really said Kidididi senpai crazy. The only things that have changed to make me install the app, I see. But yeah, and once I mapped this nostril, I was like, no, this is too flat. And then I started to improvise immediately. And this is what came out of it.
Is ready.
So yeah, I mean, yes, I actually did improvise, and I did it in like 30 seconds. I just went with the song. And there are some patterns which probably I will change in the future. But I think it works better now. It's not too flat. It kind of has this flatiness in it, you know, but as I said already, it's because of the song as well. But I use now more 1/4 patterns, so it also prepares you for the coming ki. And that's what I was talking before about. What I kind of tried to achieve, but I didn't achieve it yet, is when you're looking at the timeline with the bookmarks, with the blue lines, we have one part, second part, third section. First section, second, third, and the fourth section is the ki. And what I kind of try to apply is to make each section a little bit harder in difficulty, also in density, basically. So it does, you know, raise the difficulty, but also doesn't feel too flat anymore, and also kind of feels different each part. And when you, that's what I mentioned before, when you imagine this as a graph, it's like, you know, waves, like difficulty rises up and then it goes down, because the plan is after the ki to get a bit easier, and then it goes up again till the next ki and then down again. If I'm going to manage this, we will see, but it is a viable solution to the problem of mapping repetitive.
Ready.
Ah, yeah, that's where we stopped, right? What did I do here again? Maybe it doesn't work so well. Oh, I forgot to make a time stamp. When was this minute? I think it was about minute 23, something like this, to 26. All right. Yeah, I run into the repetitiveness dilemma in some of my mapping. It's tricky to balance out the variation to keep it interesting without making it feel unfamiliar. Indeed, yes. Back then it was quite easy, actually. At least for me. I can even remember it was even a Renard song. Blue Dragon wanted the Taiko difficulty, and he asked Mittens to do it, and Mittens was like, sorry bro, I cannot do it, it's just too repetitive. And then he suggested me to make it because back then I basically just mapped what I was mapping what I heard. So I mapped to the sound basically. So whenever I inserted a pattern, it was always kind of different than the previous one, which structure-wise obviously was horrendous, but yeah, it kind of worked for some beat maps. Yeah, Mittens was like, yeah, Ono can do it. I did it and it worked out. But yeah, later on, the whole set wasn't uploaded anyway, so. But it was also a Renard song. Now that I was talking about mirrored patterns, I kind of want to use it. Okay, I will do something crazy now. This is not gonna fly. Oh my god, it works. It works. But how do I get out of this now? How do I get out of this now? It's a loop! Oh my god! I like this, okay. So this is my axis basically. So it goes till here. And I have to kinda change it after that. Let me just see how it plays. This is actually very interesting. But yeah, now I have to change my whole structure. No. But I like this idea, I have to say. I just have to, there are too many notes now that I think about it. There are too many notes, I think. Now I have to actually check the ranking criteria. Yeah, I wanted too much. Oni. 1/4 patterns should not be longer than 9 notes. Anything longer is likely to be too straining for the target audience of this difficulty level. Okay, yes. Main snapping should consist of mostly half and occasional full rhythms. 1/4 rhythms may be used more frequently at this level of difficulty. May be used more frequently. Okay. And they are not alternating a lot, so it could fly, but I should probably consider maybe having just a little fewer 1/4 patterns. Screams of pain, yes indeed, that was kinda pain, Taiko. Let me see, can I do it? Okay, so now I have one axis here, one axis there, and this is like, oh shit, I should give this a new name. I have to invent stupid names again. So wait, if it's full mirrored, then it's a mirrored pattern. If it is just partly mirrored, yeah, we just call it partly mirrored. Placeholder for the real name, because the thing is that I'm having two axes here. Like, wait, let me show you something. Let me show you something. In the tough part, actually, just wait. I think the axis area is the tough part. Yeah, actually, since it has two fiplets quite close to each other. Yeah, but it seems okay. Now the thing is, I'm gonna show you something. Display capture. Display capture. Hello. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we've got our patterns, and what I'm trying to achieve right now is, I mean, I'm still obviously trying things out, but now I'm having here a real axis, here a real axis, and this one is just, you know, partly a mirrored effect, since I'm missing here the notes. Wait, not there. Here. No, not there either. Here. All right. Which is like here. But this is okay. The idea comes across, and it fungates like a checkpoint. Yes. And even though it doesn't 100% mirror, the mirror effect is after all wait, here and here, and on the other side it's here and here. So yeah, this could work. Well, whatever, let's see how it goes on. That's actually what I like when it, so this is the thing what I like about Taiko mapping. And which makes it kind of different to other game modes. So as you can see, I'm analyzing like the whole freaking song, and how can I emphasize stuff, how can I get better impact, how can I have my checkpoints, how can I get a good structure, how can I avoid to make it too repetitive. And during this process of analyzing, all right, how can I do it, since we have only one axis, you know, so Taiko, as many people say, is one-dimensional, and that's why it is easy to map, which I heavily disagree with. Why do I disagree with this? The thing is, we are two-dimensional after all, in another kind of sense, because we have one axis and our second axis is basically the sounds we have, the instruments, the dons and the cuts. That's what we are mapping with. And that's what makes Taiko so different to the other game modes. Since Taiko is basically a drum, the game mode is basically a drum. It is a percussion instrument, and we are using, a high note and a down note, or a lower toned note and a higher toned note. And since we have that, we do have to kind of follow. Here it comes again. Some people know already what's gonna come. Music theory. So I'm in the strong belief, since it is an instrument, you need to use a certain degree of music theory to make your beat map work. Because since it is an instrument, a percussion instrument, Taiko is like the definition. It is de facto the rhythm game. There's nothing more rhythm like Taiko. So that means we do have to respect this. I mean, respect sounds kind of like, like respect the traditions. But no, to make it short, since it is an instrument and you are able to put another layer on the song and improvise in your own way and give it a new touch, you have to follow music theory, because that's how you can make well-structured beat maps. And this is the process of analyzing with the knowledge of, all right, how do I have to count stanzas? How do I make impacts and the emphasis and everything we talked about before? This is a heavy, heavy, important thing in Taiko, and it's different than the other game modes. Also is mapped in another way. Mania as well. There are some people who are saying, well, I mean, oh no, Mania is kinda the same, isn't it? And no, it's not, because in Mania, it has so many notes. I mean, I guess it depends on which key mode you are playing. It's because it's like a piano, just from up to know. So Mania is basically like the piano mode in Osu. And you can have 4 keys, you can have 5, 6, 7, 8, and it goes up. But the more piano keys you have, the more you have the possibility to really follow what the song gives out. So basically you're trying to copy-paste the song. Since in Taiko we have only 2 notes, you're not really able to copy the song. And you're really forced to have your own rhythm and your own layer to the song, which should also enhance the song as well. The 3D rhythm game, people just got to wait till someone makes a lot for the okay. Music theory. Yes. But yeah, that's how I think about Taiko. And that's also, now again at my ranting and venting mode. That's also why I do kind of get angry when our people are pitting our mode by saying it's easy to map. No, it's not easy to map, like at all. It is not. As I said already, we have not only one axis, we do have kinda 2, because we have to go with the music theory and we have to do it rhythmically correctly. If we don't do so, then what happens at the end is that players who are playing a beat map, they will kind of feel that something is amiss. Somehow I do not like the structure. They may be not able to explain why they don't like a structure, but they do kind of feel it. And it's the job of us mapper to make the player feel like everything works. It's fun to play. I can understand the idea behind this beat map, and having also this nostalgia effect we talked about before. And these are all things you have to analyze. And you can't just go, I mean, you can, of course. There are certain people like the Japanese people, I talked about this also before. They just do it by feeling. They can map and they produce almost flawless beat maps. But it's also, their national sport, kinda. Taiko, playing Taiko and mapping Taiko. And but usually you have to analyze what you're mapping, and there are just a few people. Mittens is actually a good example who can really, enhance the song itself by not copying but really following strictly the rhythm and the tones and soundings in the map, and he's really able to enhance the beat map by basically copying the song. And many people try to do this as well. This is like the main mapping way we do since years, actually. So basically beat mapping. So we have 3 ways of mapping: vocal mapping, or beat mapping, vocal mapping, and improvising. And in my own opinion, that's not the case, but in my opinion, beat mapping is a bit easier than the other 2. As I said, when you want to do it properly, then the definition of beat mapping can also become quite, hard. Actually, it's not that easy after all. But most people actually just go with what they hear and they just map to it without really thinking what kind of pattern could they use. And that's the reason why we almost never see beat maps that are actually using things like what I'm trying to achieve here right now with mirrored patterns. Most people don't even know that this exists, or reverse patterns, inverted patterns. Reverse and inverted is not the same, by the way. Or simply improvising. And this requires a lot of experience, a lot of trial and error, a lot of tries, till you kind of have a feeling of what kind of patterns you can use and how you have to structure your beat maps. Else, as I always say, it's like then you can just put a monkey there and he just tips in some patterns and that's it. Like, that's not mapping. That's just copy pasting. That's all. And this is what grinds my gears when our people and even the nuts, goddammit, say, oh yeah, Taiko mapping is very easy. It's not. Stop pitying our game mode. It's simply not easy. Each game mode has its difficulty in mapping. Even catch the beat. Even catch the beat. And Taiko is not easy to map at all. I would even say it is one of the harder ones in all the rhythm gaming, because you have to take care of so many things that are music theory based. And whoever says our game mode is easy to map, honestly, they don't know what they're talking about. For me, this shows that they actually don't understand what it is about in this game, or they don't understand the fundamental basics of it. It's an instrument. Work with it as such, and not just some butting, smashing, keyboard face rolling game mode where you just put your notes in for PP and whatsoever. And I talked in the past days with quite a few people, also with some players, and the better the player are, the more they agree with the statement, actually. And they also, how to say it in English? They actually also want mappers to pay attention to these kind of things with structure, emphasis, and so on. And most of the higher ups, they play the PP maps, and after that they forget the beat map because it was nothing special. Everyone can map fast BPM songs and make it hard. Everyone can insert 1/6 buttons. That's no magic. That's like the simplest form of mapping, especially hard beat maps. But not everyone is able to make a hard beat map, for example, on a low BPM song. Most are not able to do it. Because they don't have the repertoire of patterns and how to use them. That was now more ranting and less explaining at the end. But I had to do this. It's just a topic that really grinds my gears, honestly. But yeah, and this is also the reason why when I talk to people who actually, for me it doesn't matter how experienced you are, as long as you try to understand what you are doing when mapping and you try to explain it and want to talk about it, then everyone is gonna learn something out of this. And I love to talk to people who try to think about what they are doing. Nasru says, I feel like mapping the recording as best as possible and mapping the song as best as possible are not the same thing, if that makes sense. Yes. Yes, it makes sense. Yes. Yes. I'm not even sure if people forgot it or they simply don't know it anymore, maybe. Or some people don't even give me the feeling of that they ever knew about it. But yeah. Let me think for a moment. Actually, I also need to drink just for a moment. Give me a second. Because I actually want to say something about what you said. And I need a second. But give me a second. Wait. Actually, you probably can even still hear me. What a surprise. Because last time, or a few days ago when I was streaming, I noticed that people can still hear me in the other room, which is kind of amazing but also scary. Second. All right. Also, welcome, George. Welcome. Nice to see you again. said this at the beginning of the stream, but it's always so nice to see the same people from time to time, really. I enjoy this a lot, and that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to stream today again. Oh, you have? Yeah, it's the standard IKEA one that most people actually have. And it is so comfy, actually. I'm using it since 7 years, 8, something like this. So yeah, I love it. I love it. But to get back to the topic, yes, Nostril, there is a difference between, if I understood you right, about recording a song or simply just, these are now my words, mapping to it as close as possible. Like the recording part is basically like you just try to record whatever you hear, right? Which may result in a good beat map, but sometimes also not, because you're missing structure. Because if you're simply just copying the song or trying to copy it, let's say it, then at the end people usually have a mess of a structure. Like, it's very messy at the end because they didn't think about it. They just mapped whatever they tried to, whatever they hear in the song, you know. And since we only have 2 notes, you know, and you can't really make a melody out of it, like in Mania, then it always happens that the patterns you are using, or the tones, the notes, the soundings you hear and try to copy, they always change. They always change, and then the beat map becomes kind of messy, and it has no structure because you didn't take care of the structure. And that's why it is so important when you copy the song, and this is beat mapping, and that's the reason why it is, goddammit, called beat mapping. You are following the beat. I think many people are not thinking about this terminology, beat mapping. And in Taiko it even becomes more important, and that's what we were talking about when you're beat mapping. And this is why I took Mittens as an example, or even Love here as well, and to some degree Ozzy Osrock as well, to some degree, but Mittens really perfected this way of mapping. Also, welcome, wait, how was your name again? I would just call you Ku, yeah, because I see the sign for Ku for heaven. But oh, and Karma, welcome. Actually, didn't we talk about that your name was something like Cat Guy or something like this? I cannot remember anymore. But yeah, hello. To come back to my point, that's how Mittens perfected beat mapping, actually. So he really, whenever you play a beat map of Mittens, he has a certain beat he follows, and usually it is the beat of the song, you know, like Uge. Yeah, it was Uge, right? I remember now again, Uge. But yeah, Mittens always follows a certain beat, and quite often, more often than not, it is the beat of the song. And then what he tries is he keeps the beat, it is consistent, and between the beat, which is usually a don beat for him, he just fills it up with dons and cuts. So that means he has always a well-working structure, because he thought about the beat, he mapped to the beat, and then he filled up the spaces in between the beat. And this is the reason why I always like to say that beat mapping is a bit easier than vocal mapping and improvised mapping. But time and time again, it has shown that there is a distinction between very experienced beat mapper and not so experienced beat mapper, because many people didn't grasp the basics about this. And yeah, as I said, beat mapping having a certain beat and filling up the spaces. And that's when you have automatically structure in your beat map. It can be so easy, you know, but it's not the easy that I'm ranting again a little bit. I should be actually mapping, but this is actually quite an important topic for me. It's not the same as the other community members say Taiko mapping is easy, because it's not easy. You have to analyze your song, you have to analyze what you want to map, you know, and you need a well-working structure. And you can get a well-working structure if you got the basics right. And then your mapping is becoming way easier. You know, you get what I mean? So if we are following music theory with the most basic rule, which is having a certain rhythm, you know, that is repeating itself and makes you, how do you say it again? And makes you expect a certain beat, then you have to go with it. And this is basically how we humans work. This is what music theory is based off. This is also the reason why we like four measurements or 8 measurements, because it is even. It has something to do with nature, basically, what is in our genes. And that is what music theory is based on. And if you're not having a structure, you're not following the 4 measures, 8 measures, and so on, and you're just doing your own thing without having any structure, then you're missing everything else, because then you can do whatever you like. If you don't have the structure, the quality of the beat map will be lowered immensely down. So you have the Lee Roseman looking good for it's a bad look. Thank you. Kind of like a waveform, yes. It's actually basically one dimension, yes. Yes. And this is something also that grinds my gears, that people, it's not that Taiko is one dimensional. Now here comes the 4D move from me. It's not that Taiko is one dimensional, it's that these people think one dimensional. But jokes aside, your experience dictates whether Taiko is one dimensional or more dimensional. Simple as that. It is your experience. And this is the reason why I say when people say Taiko is easy to map, you can immediately deduce out of the sentence they really didn't grasp the concept. And I will be honest, I mentioned it before, I think some nuts also have to grasp the concept of Taiko. They should learn the basics. They know everything about the ranking criteria, you know, everything. And they know what you have to take care of and what patterns are allowed, you know. This is all no problem. But this is, the RC is making people probably think one-dimensional. They are not thinking out of the box. And I think this is the reason, since they praise it, like the Bible, you know, the RC, when I follow the RC, then my beat map, the quality of my beat map is absolutely fine. But no, that's not the case. The RC just tries to give you a certain set of rules, so the baseline you have to follow, so it is rankable, but it doesn't say with that the quality of your beat map is fine. Not at all. It's just the baseline. And this is like, so you have music theory, you have the RC, you have to combine it and then make something out of it. A good beat map that has a well structure. but most people simply think one-dimensional, probably because they see the RC as the Bible, and when I follow everything, then I can get my beatmap ranked. Yes, you can get it ranked, but from my experience, and the more and more I check the chats, I have the feeling many of the experienced people, at least, mapper or player, doesn't matter, they are not so happy about our current, well, ranked Taiko difficulties. But I think there is a change in the, I wouldn't say meta, but there are certain people where I have big hopes for, actually, I have to say. So I'm really excited to see where we are going in the next 1 and 2 years. But yeah, you may be mapping right now, but I can feel a slight chance of you yelling the rook. Mapping is tough. Spent 2 hours on this map. Believe it or not, but this is nothing, because usually I spend days and weeks and months and years for a beat map till I really like it, actually. And so 2 hours is nothing. It's actually good that I'm streaming, because usually when I'm sitting and mapping, these are the intrinsic thoughts I always have. Always. And then I'm like talking to myself, and I'm like, why am I mapping like this? It's like velocity changes, and I don't like this. But as always, and this is another topic, and then I'm gonna continue to map, actually. This is also another thing. It's very important to speak up your mind, to talk to other people, to discuss, to bring your thoughts out in the world. That's also the reason why modding is so important. So you try to verbalize what you think. In this way, you can also learn and understand what you're actually thinking. It is easy to say, I don't like this pattern. But once you really think about it, why you don't like it, it changes perspectives for you. And this is the reason also why modding is not only, modding someone's beatmap, it's also kinda modding your perspective on beatmaps. And this is what your experience is built on. Modding is not just, I'm gonna mod to get some kudos. It's about really learning together and getting to know each other as well. And this is why it's so important to talk about these kind of things. But yeah, now we drifted a little bit in the topics. Let me just give my mental note. So I was talking now for, I guess, half an hour. Shit. Yeah, something like this. So till 2 hours and 6. I will just call it ranting. All right. But yeah. Let's see. So, mirrored patterns. Now I will have to make another camel playing sex. Wait. Nah, never mind. Alright. Ono's Oni version 3. Alright. To be mapping. That's actually not a bad idea. Wait. Lustral suggests timer every 30 minutes. That's actually not bad. doesn't work so well. Whew, this is gonna be very hard, but I'm gonna try it now. I'm gonna do it. It is good indeed. Also welcome, Odbytpsa. Odbytpsa. But it is good indeed, yes. This is gonna be so hard. Oh God. Holy shit, it works. Holy moly, it works. Oh my God. Who would have thought that? Okay. So from here. Okay, now I have to use this. Oh, this is so hard. How many notes? Here. What? Wait, what? Am I confused? I'm confused right now. Yes, I am confused. I don't know if some of you actually see what I'm trying to achieve right now. So I will be honest. So I was talking about this before. Like, I always had this thought before, but I never really tried it out. So it was always in theory. But having a mirrored pattern for a whole section. So instead of having in certain parts the axis, my axis is here in the middle of that one. So I'm trying to mirror the whole section, the whole ki. That's what I'm trying right now. And I think no one did this before in Osu Taiko. No one did this before. Ranked wise, at least. Graveyard wise, I don't know. But I never heard of it. But if this would work, then I could use this in the third ki. And then I use two mapping styles, or not mapping style. What I like, the terminology, I have to rethink about this. But what I always call it mapping device. It's not the device, but it's a mapping way, basically. So I would have two of them. Mirrored patterns and having copy-paste pattern. So in the third ki to generate the feeling of nostalgia effect. And this would be basically like the, how do you call this would be like the, it's like the business card for the map. Yes, it's like the business card. That's what makes the map unique, with the mirrored effect. Hey. But let's see. On the other hand, I also have to say, it's a nice idea of mine, but I think most people won't even notice it. Because once the structure becomes too big, you're not really able to see the full picture when you're playing it. But I'm gonna try it out nonetheless. Works. But this is also something. I cannot explain this because I don't know where this is generating from, but check this out for a moment, please. So, as you see, I changed the pattern, right? And I wanted to, just follow that vocal part, And then I wanted to check out, alright, how does it sound on the other side? And when I edit, for some miraculous reason, it fits with the vocals again. It fits on it. And alright, in this case, maybe, it's a given because the vocals, they're coming quite often. So hitting them, obviously, the chances are way higher than usually. But I noticed this when I'm doing real vocal mapping as well. When you have a certain structure and you follow it, you kinda, in most cases, you land on the right pitch with your notes for the vocals. I don't know why that's the reason. I can only speculate it's because how to explain it? Because it kind of follows a certain rule when you're making music. So after a certain amount of bars, certain patterns reappear. Is it sounding wise, rhythmical wise, vocal wise? They always come back at some point, and that's also the reason, like, maybe the most simplest and easiest example is D&B music, where you have also dun, tss, dun, tss, dun, tss. So it goes on the whole time. So it is, self-explanatory that when you're at point 0, it will be the same like at point minute 1 or 2, and these reappearing patterns always, come back. So, and that's kind of my theory. Hopefully it was understandable why I fit these vocals. But then again, there are many of them in the song as well, so it might be just by chance. Yes. All right, now you're getting funny, guys. Okay, I have to write this down. This is gonna be my book. I need his name. Shit, and it works! What? It's not even bad! Damn! However, it's a little bit too hard for Oni, I think. It's a bit too hard, I think. I'm gonna see. Yes, I can invert it like this. Okay, oh. I think not. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah. This is good. This makes me remember someone back then saying the following in the Taiko chat. Ono is spelled backwards. Ono. Ooh. Illuminati shit. Here is mirrored agenda. Hey. There's no agenda. Actually, there is an agenda since 2010. I'm following my agenda since always. So just stick with it, and you are gonna be the next Taiko Masters. Believe me, for $99.99, you can be the next Taiko Master if you're just following my instructions. Don't worry. Just hit the subscribe button and get to my... How is it called again? I'm losing my edge over this. And get to OnlyFans. And then you will get the private access for almost free. Oh god, fucking OnlyFans. Also, this is not wine, this is just iced tea. What I'm missing now in this pattern, because as I said before, as I mentioned before, it's a whole section and people probably will not notice that I use the whole section as a mirror pattern. So what I have to do now is to have at least one or two, or actually 2 or 4 parts which are so distinctive and give so much contrast to the other patterns that it makes it more visible to the modders and the players that I actually really mirrored a whole section. So this is, in my opinion, this is now the first time that I'm actually doing this one more time. So it's a first for me, and I have to try it out for myself right now. In theory, I knew maybe it might be possible or not, but this is not the first time. So I have to think for myself how I'm gonna do it. And just by experience that I think if I'm putting somewhere contrast, then people will actually notice that there is this idea of mine to mirror the whole thing. Because I try to achieve this by having this, for example, with here, but I do not believe they will notice this. It's just too subtle, and it needs to be more here, right in your face thing. I'm losing it. I actually read like, he's losing it, he's gonna skedaddle. Or my mind is gonna skedaddle. Actually, I should also note this because this might be interesting for other people who might check the highlights later on, about the idea that I'm doing this for the first time, and that using contrast helps to make it more visible. More visibility for mirrored system. Oh, sorry. It works again, it fits. I just noticed something. For the next time, maybe I could have just mapped the first part till here, copied it, put it here, and then just CTRL-G'd it. But in this way, it's more analytics, so it's fine, I guess. It would be so nice if people would notice this. Alright, so what I want to try to do now is to somehow place a done or cut stream, which is on both sides. So this is, I'm searching for the right place right now. I need my bookmarks right now. Let me play just once. Wow. Should be an obvious landmark if you saw. You think so? Wait, okay, wait. Let me check this one more time then. And let's see what else I can do. This is actually also nice. It just came up, so it's nothing I really planned, obviously. It would be quite scary if I planned that. The density of the notes, it gets lower and lower, and this is actually quite nice, so it kind of goes wavy difficulty-wise. Strong asymmetrically colored patterns could help. Yes, I think so too, and I'm actually also gonna add now some dons as well, if possible. So let's see how this is gonna go. Let me just wait. This is the middle. So I think the whole pattern. Okay. So asymmetrically, yeah, that's actually a good point. The thing is, however, yeah, I need to hold my horses a little bit because it's still an Oni, and I shouldn't overtake it with the difficulty. That's the thing. I actually wonder. Let me check out his Oni. I saved it. Where's the problem? Okay, yeah, his is harder. Okay. Yeah, I think it's... Is it rankable? Yeah, it's a little bit dense. I mean, I've got the rest moments. That's good. And the cuts in general are not hard, honestly, but maybe these things could be a little bit hard to play, you know. But I think if someone should say something, I guess I could do stuff like this, and then it works as well. So that's not a problem. But speaking of, I could actually use these kind of patterns one more time somewhere. I've got something. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, let's see if this was too... Oh! This pattern was it like this before? Oh! This one was wrong. Huh? Didn't even notice. Alright. Let's see if this even works. Oh, now it's getting wild. But I think it's gonna be too much. Maybe I'm too inexperienced right now. But I am surprised that it is working. It works! Even though it is... Wait, why does it work? Also, if you did something like KD and on the flip side, it's kind of natural diff progression since it's more rare. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. Yeah, good point. But coming back to this, I'm really surprised this works. I could. Yeah, let's test it out. Wait. No fucking. Wait. I'm getting way too excited right now. I think this one has to be it. Yes. I think it freaking works. I mean, here and there some tweaks maybe still, but it works. We've got a whole mirror section that is working. What? This is sick indeed! Holy moly! This is amazing! Alright, and then here it starts with the mirroring. Damn! Okay, let it play out for now. Let's see. I didn't expect this to work, honestly. I mean, I expected it, but I didn't expect to manage it. That's the point. These are still in the process of making these 1/3 patterns. Ready. Maybe I could invert the other sections as well. It seems to work. It seems to freaking work, so maybe I should just invert all the other sections. Because it's the same beat placement. Maybe I could use finisher. Ha! Ah, this is amazing. One finisher and it is in the middle. Freaking amazing! Invert the whole map. I mean, this would be possible, but yeah, I could invert it actually. Could I? Ah, no, I could not. I could not because it's not. We have 3 key eyes. It's not possible. You got me there, almost. Hey, as you see, I'm way too excited right now. Yes. Alright, wait. Is he online? Midnaait. Holy shit, Midnaait. If you're not gonna rank this, honestly. Oh my god. Oh my god. Give me just 1-2 minutes. I love this. I love it, honestly. This is the thing I love about mapping, and when you are also talking to other people, you know, and you're simply trying to analyze stuff, and then, you know, you have something in theory, okay, maybe it could work. You try it out, it freaking works. It works, and this is amazing. And it's like, it's something I was thinking since 2011 or something like this. Like, I always mirrored my patterns, but not in such a degree. And that it's working, and I'm really excited to see how other people will receive it, actually. If they will be okay with this, but honestly, it works. To me it works. So yeah. All right. Oh. I'm done with my 1-2 minutes. Actually, it were now 5-10 minutes of basically praising myself, and all right. But yeah, I'm quite happy about it. I think that's very much visible by now. And what I'm probably gonna do is to use what we made now for the third ki, if it fits. I'm gonna check it in a moment. And for the rest, we're gonna see how we're gonna continue. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what people are gonna say at the end, honestly. Because we never had this kind of map ranked. Never. The closest thing we had, which was also by me, is this. So the whole inner Oni is inverted for Taiko. And I was talking to another beatmap animator just recently, and he told me, oh yeah, of course, I don't even know, we talked about mapping stuff basically, and then we were talking about Chromox maps, how he's also inverting sometimes patterns and using Taiko. And then he mentioned, oh yeah, and by the way, your song for your map for road shield termination, it works as well, he said. And he was so surprised when he played it the first time, the inner Oni, that the Ura Oni is also working without any problems. And then he analyzed it kind of for himself and told me, and this was what I tried to achieve and what we talked about before. When you have a well-structured map and it is really working with all the emphasis and how you placed your notes, your finishers, and so on, and you have a certain rhythmic structure, then it will also work when you invert the whole beat map, because you're simply just inverting it, but the whole structure is still intact, you know. And yeah, this is the closest we got to stuff like this, and honestly, it's one of my favorite beat maps as well. Let me just play like the 1 minute of both maps just so you see it for yourself. Actually, you know what? Wait, I'm gonna show you. So this is a very good example, actually. So, oh, hey Luke, welcome back. Nice to have you here again. Very nice, honestly. I told it the other people already, but seeing familiar faces is always very nice. And yeah, happy to have you here again. So, as you can see, I'm mapping right now, and we are talking right now about, you know, inverting, reversing, mirroring patterns, and we actually managed to mirror a whole section. And I'm kind of amazed about this, and now I'm showing just an example because we never had such a map ranked, and this is the only map that gets close to it, where the mapper inverted the whole beat map. So this is like the structure I made before, you know. Very straightforward. And now when you invert it, I mean, you can't read the structure, you see the intention of the mapper. And now when we go to the Awekobe map, it works as well because the structure is intact. And yeah, that's the thing when you try to analyze things and try to go with the rules of music theory, and you are able to have a well-working structure with well-working patterns, then these are the things you're actually able to do, you know. So yeah, but back to the map. Very happy about this, very happy. All right, now actually, you know what, from here. And in the middle part, nostril, I think that's now it is way more visible. When you are getting to the middle part of the ki section, then you notice, oh, this is reversed, because here it becomes very apparent, actually. Very apparent, yes. Oh yeah, I'm gonna change this later. I try to improvise here. In the middle. Too corny. Whoa! No. I mean, I could imagine it. This one is hard. This one is hard, but let's see. I think. Look at the bookmarks. Yeah, I think it won't work. Ki part is a tricky thing. Oh, so I should wait. Skin. Wait, really? Are you like completely colorblind or partly? So it's hard for you to distinguish the colors blue and red. But yeah, I can imagine that this is actually not. That's hard to follow. Then yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that was a good idea, but this doesn't work. This unfortunately doesn't work. Partly, yeah, but still, it's not easy, and that's actually the reason we do have some skins, yes, where I'm not sure if it was made for colorblind people, but you know, it doesn't have to be the faces, you know. It can be for red, it can be like 1, and for blue 2, and then you know what you have to hit, obviously. Ah, I see. Oh yeah, true, exactly, yeah. They even thought about it in also laser. True. Almost forgot. Oh yeah, right. Actually, wait, let me. Oh. I can't use this ki. Ah, I can't use this ki. It's a totally different one. This sounds like this is some of my ki. No, this is some of my ki. No, this is some of my ki. The hearts. Ah. All right, okay. But whoa, actually almost done with the beat map. Almost. With the bass at least. Yeah, you actually should give it a try. But alright, meanwhile, midnaait. Nostril here to the rescue. Nice. If you could try out Taiko, this would be actually quite nice. This would be quite nice indeed, yes. And maybe it would be something for you. And we will welcome you with roses and balloons and introduce you to the community. Okay, one step after another. Nah, I don't want to use Abercrombie here. I'm actually writing with midnaait right now. Give me just a second, please. Right, actually looks like midnaait is gonna join us. Let me just give him the link. And once he is here, I'm gonna show him the pattern we've got. I'm gonna show you something, guys. I'm gonna check it later on, but I'm just gonna show it to you. Since there was no highlight, I guess I didn't manage it. Shit! No. Wait. I will show you what just happened. Oh god. I'm shaking. I'm shook. Look at this. I've got an answer for my BN application. I don't wanna look at it right now. I simply don't want to. Fuck. I'm gonna do it after I show midnaait the pattern. Oh shit. Live streaming. Oh god. I'm gonna check it soon, but I think I'm pretty certain what the outcome is for certain reasons, especially. But let's go with the map for now. We can wait for this, so I can wait. I don't know. Oh, I'm shocked. I am so excited. Right. So, midnaait. Welcome to this wonderful stream where I am mapping a guess difficulty for a certain mapper. And I wanted to show you what I did in the KI. Because this is actually That's pretty cool. We never got something like this ranked. So I'm just gonna let it play for you and make your own picture. So starting from the KI, the mirror effect is coming. And there's the axis. And it works! And it freaking works! Midnaait! Look at this! I mean, sorry for the other guys that I'm talking so much about this, but honestly, this is something I wanted to do for so many years, and suddenly we just did it. In theory, I wanted to do this and it freaking worked. So the whole part is simply mirrored. Midnaait. So if you look at this, that's big brain indeed. So yeah, you see this pattern, and when we go now here, it's reversed. It's simply reversed. And it works even. It works even because the vocal stops here. It simply works. Or at this part. That's one of the check landmarks, as Nostrid said. So a checkpoint where you notice, oh wait, this could be maybe mirrored effect. Like when you go this way. And then we go here. It's simply mirrored. And it becomes even more so apparent when you're here. That's very obvious, especially when you're playing. This is the aha moment for the player. At the beginning, so I'm gonna show you something. So imagine I'm the player, I'm playing this now for the first time. And now I'm going there, you know, playing this. I notice nothing. And then I play this part, and this is then where I suddenly notice, wait, something happened. And then there comes the second landmark, and then I might having this feeling of, well, this isn't nostalgia, but how did I call it the last time? But never mind. You simply notice, oh, damn it, he did something here. Did he mirror something? How much did he mirror? And that's gonna be the moment when they are actually going back to the map in the editor and check it. And I can't wait. I hope that there will be people who will be like, yo, he mirrored the whole thing. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Oh, Luke, let's go. Soon. Okay, so far I like what we did here. Yeah, exactly. It's the yo moment. I'm having too much fun right now. It is kind of hard. it is kind of hard, but not because it is hard to understand it. It's rather because at a certain difficulty, which is usually Musikashi, so hard, the jump from hard to the insane difficulties is usually becoming quite hard. So, you know, getting from one difficulty to the next one is not an easy task, you know. So playing the lower difficulties, you will learn a lot and you will get easily into it. It might be maybe a little bit hard because accuracy is a big factor in Taiko. It is well, they are not so lenient with the overall difficulty, so the hit window of the notes. So this might be a little bit hard to get a feeling for. And what I can suggest you is, if you are able to, try to alternate with both hands. It requires quite a lot of time to learn it, you know, to alternate. But it is also the safer way in case if you should like the mode a lot, because if you only play with one hand, the danger of getting carpal tunnel syndrome is bigger than if you're playing with both hands together. You know, it's less straining. I'm using both hands. Back then I did use one hand, my main hand, and I was fairly good back then for these times, but I almost got carpal tunnel syndrome and I wasn't able to play anymore. That's when I really started to map only and not play anymore. And at some point I wanted to play again, and then I started to relearn, so I had to rewire everything in my brain how to play, and it took me 8-10 years. But that's only the reason because I played a lot wrongly or another style. But now I'm quite happy that I actually changed, that I'm kinda alternating, semi-alternating, because I'm not so good at it yet, but it's way better than what I did back then, and safer as well. All right. Should I check the end thing? You use both hands for Osu? I mean, that's the usual thing. Right hand with mouse, of course. And oh, Rifenu, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Yeah, right hand on the mouse or the tablet, and the left hand is simply just, you know, following the keys. Yeah, hitting the keys. All right. I don't want to check it. I don't want to check it, but I have to. Shit. I've got denied. I've got denied. Why did I got denied? Let's see. Whoa, that's a lot. Holy moly. What? Evaluators. By the way, are you even allowed to see what they wrote? Actually, no, I will just keep it for now. We'll just keep it for now. But it's okay. Well, let's see what the reason is. Let me just read it for a moment. Yeah. Okay, so they told me, wait, I have to see you. So they told me, so I had a good score in the test, and the notes I provided them, so I gave some suggestions to the test, showed them that I have an excellent thought process for the test, which stood out to them. And this also carried throughout my mods that I gave them, showing excellence in overall map improvement. What they liked apparently a lot is the Abekobe suggestions, which I gave, and they were also quite happy about that I was focusing on the technicals of the Taiko RC as well, such as break modding. Yeah, there we go. Breaks and rest moments, very important after all. And they also liked that I showed that I can notice technical issues, such as that I catch the offsets in Death Moon. And that I also suggested slider velocity changes rather than just equalizing them. And they also like my metadata checking. And you're very close, they are writing here. So we have few suggestions for you to go back to the workshop on, so that we can get you over that last hurdle. Okay, so I'm very close. That's good. That's good, actually. Let's see what they wrote. Firstly, structure on word line. I can. Let me see. Yeah, but it's the thing. Sometimes I'm getting a little bit convoluted with what I'm talking about. Actually, getting straight to the point is something they would actually like to see. So they noticed I struggle often to get my point across, which uses unclear terminologies. Fuck. I thought they might say this actually, and would benefit from further explanations of your point. Okay, rather than jumping to a solution. Okay. Another example would be the stream coloring mod on Death Moon, which uses some weak reasoning and neglecting a proper explanation beyond suggesting the mapper to listen back to their own map. Let me see. Something else. Yeah. Let me see. Another example would be the stream coloring mod, which uses some weak reasoning and neglects a proper explanation beyond suggesting the mapper to listen back to. It might be a point. I kinda disagree. I understand where they are coming from. But in this part, was it in the speed map? Yeah, Death Moon. Yeah, I intentionally didn't go too much into depth because I noticed that really has a mapping idea. He knows what he wants to do, and that's the reason why I gave him a suggestion, and just told him, yeah, I feel like this one is actually an unrankable because the how did I say it? Because he's not using consistent patterns, And then I went straight to a solution because the idea was he knows what he's doing, so I don't have to really go much more into depth. So I'm not sure if I would agree with this one actually. Very hard for me, like I always respect what the mapper tries to do. Let's go, Luke. Let's go. We notice in your application you mentioned your. Okay, that's a fair point. Yeah, they also told me that I mentioned in my application that I had a misusage of the problem stamps in my first mod. And yeah, I couldn't revert it anymore. So I told him, yeah, I understand that I have to take care of this because newer mappers might get kinda confused by this because it gives a wrong impression like this is an unrankable even though it isn't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to leave it open for their own ideas. So that's the reason why I don't agree entirely with this, but I understand where they are coming from. But they are right about the misusage of the problem stamps, which is a fair point. And the next time when I apply, yeah, won't happen again. So that's fair. But they also said if I feel strongly about certain points where I say, this is really a problem and technically it is rankable, but I wouldn't do it, then I can use it actually. However, that's what they also say, more explanation would still be beneficial, notably on this mod on world line. Yeah, and that's the thing. I know, or I kind of expected a certain degree of knowledge of really zero underscore. And that's why I didn't go further into depth because I already explained a lot about structures and structure in general. So that's the reason why I didn't go more into depth. But I guess it's also a fair point that even though I explained it before, when I'm using the program stamp, then it's probably a better idea to explain this one even more in depth. Makes actually sense. One small note out of your 3 what's audio checks for any of them, which is an essential skill for application. To demonstrate in a BN application, if you're unsure on how to do this, check out the helpful guide here. Well, okay. Final thing, we promise. Final thing, we promise. They really wrote a long paragraph, a really long paragraph. But I like this because I'm also the guy who writes long paragraphs. One small note out of your 3 submitted. No, yeah. And final thing, we promise, you should be a little more careful with timing as you elect the proper solution for the incorrect BPN on order Nikimono and didn't notice different timing being used for similar sections. On death mode, those being. We hope this doesn't demotivate you and we want to see you back soon stronger than ever because you still impressed us greatly. Woo! We have halved your cooldown to just 45 days, meaning you can reapply November 16th. Good luck. Okay. It's kind of harsh, I have to say. I understand more. Besides one point, I can understand all the other ones. But on the other hand, maybe it's not so harsh because, as they mentioned, sometimes I'm not getting straight to the point. But then again, in Really's case, okay, actually, in my first mod, I was also a little bit convoluted, so I had the chance to post another mod. So that's actually my mistake. It's okay. Actually, 5 is this usually 5 of them checked actually my application. Even Fishy Fat. Fishy Fat? Okay. Alright. 4 nuts and 1 BN. Well, that concludes the BN thing for now. Yeah, but as I said, most of the parts I saw them coming already. There's even application details. Yeah, fishy, but who knows why. There was probably a reason why he did it, but or maybe he just wanted to see it. That's all. I can imagine, since we are also he's from my time or I'm from his time, I don't know. So, but there are also application details. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's what I actually wrote down. Okay, nice. Okay. 60. View your full test breakdown here. Well, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, but to make it short, I expected some of these things to be mentioned. As I said, the first mod, maybe I should have just left it out and made a fourth mod, which I should have placed in, because then it would have shown, all right, that I'm not using these timestamps anymore, and that I'm also not writing convoluted anymore. Because after the second mod, that's when I started to be more concisive. But apparently too concisive for, how do you say it, for their likings or in their opinion. Which is, as I said already, that's the only point where I say, really he is quite experienced, or maybe he has the feeling he knows what he's doing. But for the rest, fair point actually. Stamp problems, audio checks, okay. Yeah, I will check this out, and final thing, we promise. But the last thing, you should be a little more careful with timing, as you lack the proper solution for the incorrect BPN on Orawa Nikki. Ninki Mono. That was for Aryan set. Maybe with this one I don't. Or maybe I just look from the wrong perspective for the job of a BN, because in my opinion I wrote there that we should ask more people for opinion, because even if you're a BN, you can't be proficient in everything, right? And timing that's a whole other topic in rubric in modding. It's had basically nothing to do with mapping, and it's rather really just getting the right timing. And some people, they can get it immediately out, what's the right timing, and some cannot, and sometimes it's really, simply wonky. And that's why I hoped that by saying we should ask more people for opinion, that they understand, okay, Ono is not just suggesting anything or just ignoring it. He's actually trying to provide assistance, and even knows that he might not get exactly the right offset, and that's why he suggests to find other people to help with this. So that's maybe the second point I kinda have a different opinion on, but fine. Treat the beatmaps more as like not a regular mod, which is kind of silly. At 45 days is nothing. It's not such a long time, so I can, I'm mapping, I'm having some other maps I have to mod anyways, like Nostril's one. So I can try and use the suggestions they gave me on these mods, and then I can just use these mods for the next application. I'm pretty sure the next one I will get in. Pretty sure about it. I feel pretty confident. So yeah, I mean, honestly, after not modding for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, getting this kind of feedback, I'm happy about it actually. I expected it to be way more rougher actually. So yeah, it means I didn't lost my edge too much after all, and in such a short time. I mean, I modded 3 maps and then I applied with these very 3 mods after 6 or 7 years. So I guess next PN applications should be hopefully not a problem. Yeah, let's see. That concludes the first PN chapter. Yeah. Maybe I think I will send them this video. Yeah, I will actually send them this video. So whoever of you 5 guys is watching this later on, greetings from your dear Ono. And yeah, I hope. Yeah, I'm gonna send this link to them. I hope what I said might maybe also give some insight about how your applicant thinks about your reasoning and opinion and what you wrote to them. Maybe it helps you for another time for other applicants. But no, I'm yes, I am actually satisfied. Yes, I learned a lot again in these past 2 months. I learned a lot about RC, High Nostril, or High Nuts, yeah, from Nostril. I learned a lot about the RC. I updated myself about certain things. I got in contact with the people, especially also with the newer generation. I got more active because of that, and because of this, I also got more in contact in general with the community. Best example, Nostril. I don't think we would get into contact if I wouldn't have started to mod, because I want to try this out. And yeah, I modded again, which is nice. And yeah, all this experience accumulated in actually, as I would say, a satisfying conclusion. As I said before, it was a 50-50 anyways. I could have managed it and also not. Now that was the more negative part, but that's not a problem. So yeah, let's see how it's going in the next 45 days, and then my dear nuts and BNs, we're gonna see each other again. And then I'm becoming not a manager, I'm gonna be the head of Taiko. What? What? No. Yeah, anyways, I guess this is actually a good ending for the stream as well. It's quite late anyways. So yeah, shout outs to the nuts and the BN who checked it. Thank you for the nice comments, and I'm gonna try to improve in the next 45 days. As for the others who joined me in this little journey, thank you for watching, thank you for joining in, thank you for being so active once again. That was actually a quite nice stream again, especially one more time. I can't believe that we actually managed to have a whole mirrored KI section in a beatmap, and I'm excited to see where we are going with this, if we are gonna get this set of midnaait with my guest difficulty ranked. That would be actually nice. But yeah, that wraps it up. I'm gonna close now the stream and then I'm gonna cry into my pillow. No, of course I'm not gonna do this. But yeah, once again, thank you for joining, for being so active, and yeah, I hope to see you pretty soon again. Yeah, take care of yourself, guys, and see you next time, I would say. Bye bye.